All right. Um, so thank everybody for joining this afternoon. I am Trina B, also known as Timeless Trina B on Instagram, but I am reporting today from University Place um, at a park. I'm actually multitasking. I live out in Issaquah, but I was dropping off some family to a birthday party up the street, and I searched in my phone nearby parks, and here I am. And some of the things that I'm going to share with you guys today, all of these items behind me are kept in the trunk of my car. So I'm pretty much ready for the outdoors no matter where I am. So that's some of the things that we're going to talk about today. And just to start off, if we can go around and maybe just say your name and where you're reporting from today, what part of the city you're in, and your favorite outdoor activity, whether it's walking, hiking, camping, water activities, climbing, whatever it is. So let us know your name, where you're calling, what city you're calling from today, and your favorite outdoor activity. So I'll start just again. I'm Trina. I am reporting from today from outside at a park in University Place. And my favorite outdoor activity is hiking. So and what we can do is we can just call on the next person. So I'm just gonna call on Bandit Queen.
Hey.
Hi.
My name's actually Frankie. Just my screen name with my students. I try to have them learn different kick-ass sheroes. And so Pulon Devi, Bandit Queen, is one of my big sheroes. And so that's the reason for my little name there. And yeah, my favorite thing is hiking. And right now I'm in a house in the city of Pasadena, which is part of LA County, from LA. And so representing the West Coast, Cali love. Going out to y'all up in Seattle, Washington, and wherever y'all are at.
Nice. And just call on somebody to go next.
All right. I'm going to call on Sean, right next to me.
You can go to the next person.
All right. I'll go for Chris then.
Hi, I'm Chris, he, him pronouns, and I am calling in from my bed in Lower Queen Anne, and I enjoy backpacking. And I'll call on Kiwi.
Hi, all. I'm Kiwi. My pronouns are he and him. I guess I'm phoning in over here from Georgetown, South Seattle kind of area. And my favorite thing to do is, I wouldn't say necessarily camping, but I'm like pretty particular and I like to be like the cook at camp. Not that no one else can cook, just more like I like to just kind of sit around the fire and like make coffee and hash browns and stuff and just do that. So that's kind of my thing. But yeah, let's see, Callisto.
Good evening. I'm Callisto. I use he, they, and L pronouns. I am zooming in from a cedar plantation, or I guess more commonly near Van Buren, Maine, about 28 minutes from the border of New Brunswick. I lived in Seattle for 6 years. I've been here for about 3 weeks, and during the pandemic, finally bought our first house on 24 acres here. One of my favorite activities lately has been just TrailLink. I used it when I was in Montana. I used it when I was in Washington. Use it a lot here right now. There's a couple walking trails near my house. The main thing that I like to keep in mind is that Presque Isle, a city about 15 minutes from me, has been doing hikes, and they started out like maybe 2 or 3 mile hikes today they did a 5-mile hike I wasn't able to go on. They started at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I was not up yet. But I also like foraging, whether that's foraging for like roadkill and then using that in like oddities in my house. I also like foraging for fiddleheads, blueberries, anything in the backyard. And I'm making a fiddlehead and mushroom pizza right now. So big on outdoor cooking, and also big on kind of finding new hiking trails. I don't usually like hiking the same trail twice, but sometimes I do. I've hiked one trail about 15 times. So.
Wow. Awesome. I'm like, yay for everybody that's sharing. It's awesome. Was there anybody else that wanted to chime in where they were calling in from today in the favorite outdoor activity?
I'll pass it to Sundiata. I think they're the last one, unless unless Sean's ready to speak or somebody else join.
Oh, wow. Put me last. Oh, but thank you. Yeah, I'm calling from, not calling, but I'm from the East Coast, New Jersey, all the way out here, and actually sweating like a beast in a very stuffy room. It's up 90 degrees. My favorites have been hiking, climbing, and traveling, mostly overseas. Part of that has been, as you guys can imagine, the growing microaggression that's been in the States for some time, and I just got sick of it and just started really going overseas and just had a blast. But since 2000 and I guess it was 2012, I think I stopped altogether. And just really looking to get back into climbing, hiking, and traveling again. I love it. It's always been a passion with me. Lots of outdoor activities, and looking forward to meeting up with everybody when everything settles down.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, Trina, I'm ready now. So I had to get together here. Hello, everybody. My name is Sean. I'm a part of GirlTrek with Trina B, and looking forward to getting back into doing some more hiking. I'm about to look into the trailheaddirect.org website to start going on some excursions a little bit further away. I'm here in Renton, Washington, and I'm also now enjoying even more as I walk, stopping in, taking shoes and socks off and putting my feet in the earth and doing some great yoga as well as qigong exercises. So looking forward to seeing what Trina B is going to share with us.
Thank you. Hey, Sean, thank you for supporting. Was there anybody else? I think we're good, right? All right. Thank you, everybody. Welcome again. Yeah, anytime that I can be outdoors, that is where you can find me. And the thing is, you can find me all kind of random places, because basically wherever I am in my day, and it's time for me to get outside, I'll go to a random location. Just like where I am now, I searched in my Apple Maps nearby parks, and like this is where I found it. So that's really how I operate. So a lot of the things that I'm going to talk about today are items that I keep in my car, because I don't know where I'm going to end up at, or where, you know. So just some essentials beyond. So I have like my 10 essentials in my backpack, and we'll talk about that for hiking. But these are essentials that I feel like just to have a good time out, just when you're outside. So that could mean any location, any park, any lake, spontaneous walk, last minute hike, whatever that means. These items should get you through, right? So even the table that these items are sitting on, this is a foldable table that I got from Walmart for $29. It collapses and it literally fits in my trunk, and it takes up like this amount of space, like no space whatsoever. So that's one thing, is just I keep a collapsible table ready to go, so I could pop that up at any time to set up, whether I'm putting food or anything else. I keep foldable chair. So the lawn, you know, my chair is ready to go, ready to set up. I'm actually looking forward to this summer setting up my chair in the water. So last summer was my first time checking that out. And I was like, why haven't I thought of that? And so I'm excited this summer to get my chair and set that in the water and experience that. So I encourage y'all to try that too. Put your feet in the water. I'm also I'm sitting on a yoga mat. So having your yoga mat ready to go, so you can just sit out, lay out. I keep a pair of flip-flops ready to go. These were also from the Dollar Tree. Just something real handy that you can get in the water, or even if you risk losing one, getting in some mud or whatever, it's no big deal. So I keep these ready to go. What else do I have? I have my handy thermos. I took this from my nieces and they were saying it's for soup, but this is for my beverages. So keep this ready to go. A thermos is always handy. I actually keep my hiking boots, my Columbia hiking boots. These have seen a lot, and I keep these ready to go in a plastic bag in the car. I can get in rain, mud, any terrain pretty much in these. And at the end of the hike, I put them in my plastic bag and I slide on my slides, and they essentially stay there. I maybe have wiped these off one time in the last 3 years. So these are in great condition. They get me through, no big deal. I have my GirlTrek water bottle. So always keeping a water bottle handy and ready to go to refill. Can't go wrong with that. I have so many water bottles, it's ridiculous, but yes, I keep one in my car at all times ready to fill up. I have a smaller cooler. So this is a little bit more handy where you can put your lunches in, your beverages. So it's a nice size because it doesn't take up too much room. So this is something handy that's kept in my trunk as well. Again, all these items are kept in my trunk. Trekking poles. I ordered this off Amazon, $20. So trekking poles are really inexpensive and something just to keep handy. And now I'll just show you a little bit of what's in my backpack. And my backpack stays in my car. Shout out to GirlTrek and REI. So GirlTrek introduced me into hiking 6 years ago. I'm born and raised in Washington State. And would you believe it or not that I have never experienced our backyard, the outdoors, up until I was introduced to GirlTrek. So my family and friends, we were not raised, and I don't have memories of going camping, hiking, family walks, being on the water. That's not a memory that I have. So I actually have introduced that to my family within the last few years. I have taken my family glamping. They have not yet worked their way up to camping yet, but we're gonna work on that. But we do glamp in cabins. At the end, I'm gonna show you guys just a few pictures of different things that I've done and just some resources and links. So I'll kind of share that with you in a little bit. But yeah, so this is all new. Getting gear, all this was super new to me last few years. So this is not something that I've been doing my whole life. I got 6 years in and I love it, and I'm pretty much addicted to it now. I'm definitely a seasonal person. I'm even looking for a job that'll let me have summers off so I can go and play outdoors, because let's keep it real, like that's what I want to do. Also, a great sun hat you can't go wrong with. Love, love, love. So in my backpack, attached is a medic kit. So I'm ready to go. I'm also trained as an outdoor wilderness leader to take groups out on hikes. So I've been trained on outdoor wilderness. And so that's my medic kit It stays connected to my bag at all times. I love that my bag has so many different pockets, and the material of it, whether we're in the rain or, you know, whatever conditions, it's not going to get ruined. So I have so many little pockets. Right here, I keep handy my little Ozark, multi-tool, knife, and it does all kind of other amazing stuff, scissors and different things. It's just a multi-tool. So keep that ready to go just for whatever, you never know. I will say out of my 6 years, I've only seen one bear, and the bear was not paying us no mind. It was at a garbage can. So the bear was definitely not worried about us. But other than that, I have not ran into anything else on the trail. I do keep a Bluetooth speaker in my pack at a respectful level. So I know there's like different things where we talk about music, or, you know, everybody comes outside for different reasons. And you know, you could be looking for solitude, meditation, different things like that. However, I carry a Bluetooth speaker because for me, it keeps away the animals, and it's just a signal that we're there. But like I said, I do keep it at a level that's not going to interfere with anybody else's experience. And I also try to play music that is enjoyable to others too. So I'm also conscious of just explicit music. I've been out on groups or taken even just my daughter and her friends and let them take over the speaker, and, you know, their music could get a little out of hand. And so something I like to do and introduce is just keeping the music at, you know, just something that everybody can enjoy, because you do run across kids and elders and just people of all kind of things. So that's just a tip. I like my music, but just something that's pleasing to everybody. Therefore, you shouldn't have any problems with anyone on trail. I've never had anyone say anything to me about the music. I have been in a group though where music was playing, but they had a big old boom box speaker, and it was at a elevated level, and somebody did have to come and say something to our group. But at the same point, I kind of understood because of the level of the music was. And this was towards the beginning years when I was outside. So now I kind of know some of the just trail etiquette, you would say. Like, we could still be us and bring our culture to the trail, but there's just a way where you can still, you know, embrace that outside. So also in my backpack, I have a whistle. So I'm ready to blow it in case of emergency, or if I see an animal. I have this little pack that I pretty much stays in my bag. It has flashlights. It has sugar, fruit snacks, candy. I often find sometimes when you're out and you just need a little something, you're dehydrated. So sugar is always your friend to have a little something. Chewing gum also is another thing that I keep handy just to add some juices to my body. I keep a portable charger. So my portable charger stays charged up, ready to go. I have chapstick. I have zip ties. I have a lighter. I have fire starter. So just something really quick and easy, just in case. I have pins. I even have little index. Well, that's my GirlTrek letters. But I also have index cards. So I don't know. You just never know what you need and why you might need a piece of paper and a pen. But I like to be ready if I need to leave a note or anything. A lot of these items are beyond the 10 essentials of what you need for hiking. So these are just things that some of these things are extra, some are part of the 10 essential, but these are things that I just like to keep handy, just over and beyond. It doesn't take any more space. Emergency packs. Washington weather, sometimes we're caught out in the rain, different weather conditions, just a little something to build your immunity. So I have that. So this little pack, I have chargers in there, extra chargers ready to go. So that's for my Bluetooth speaker or my phone. A little rain jacket, little rain blanket, ready to go for the weather, just in case. Also a poncho. I've had to use all these things, by the way. So I've been caught in downpour. I've been caught in the rain. I've been caught even in the snow. Gloves, extra face mask. Boy, do our face masks get sweaty out there, right? I run through face masks when I'm out there. Snacks, fruit bars are something that you want to keep really handy, and they last you for a while too, right? So it takes a while for these to expire. Ibuprofen. Can't go home without your bug spray, so keep this handy. So yeah, these are things that, like I said, it stays in my backpack. Kleenex. I mean, this backpack stays in my car. So this is like my real life. This is not something that I just, do. Or I have to prepare. So basically what they say, you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So I stay ready. I stay ready for adventures. So yeah, I'm gonna pause in just a second and open it up for you guys to ask questions about gear and about things, about what else you can have to prepare, or things that you have added to your supplies, and you could let me know something that would be cool and handy to fit in the trunk as well. Camping wise, I have a whole little setup, and I feel really proud because last weekend I was able to declutter my home and get kind of reorganized for the season coming up. I have some camping trips coming up, and so I went through everything and was able to get it in a bin and organized and sorted. So I'm feeling real prepared for camping. And so yeah, camping wise, I have a separate setup for that. That's ready to go. But I'll just pause now just for a second. So these are items that I have in my car. Any adventure, right? You can take these items or you're ready just to hang out or you're ready to make a day of it. Okay, so just to introduce the organization that I represent, I'm with GirlTrek. GirlTrek is the largest health movement for Black women in the United States and now internationally. The goal of GirlTrek basically is to walk for 30 minutes, 5 days a week. So we are basically mobilizing Black women all over to get together in their neighborhoods and formulate what we call neighborhood walks on Saturdays, such as today. We call it Superhero Saturday. You would get out with those in your neighborhood and take a walk amongst your sisterhood. Throughout the week, you're walking solo, you're just taking time for yourself. It's what we call self-care. Pause from everything in life to take care of yourself and go for a walk throughout the week. And on Saturdays, get with your sisters and take a walk and be amongst community. Something else that I will talk about is how to get outdoors in different communities that you can join and the importance of community. Because oftentimes we feel alone or you feel like you don't know where to start, especially if you are a person of color. And if this was something that you was not, like for me, I wasn't raised with, it's all new experiences. And so it's easier amongst community to do these activities together. So GirlTrek is a community, we're nationwide, and we're one that we get together and walk. So GirlTrek introduced me into walking. From there, it went to hiking. From hiking, and I'll include with hiking, I was able to go out to the Rocky Mountains and hike. And GirlTrek actually trained me to be a hike leader to lead others out at the Rocky Mountains and take other people out on hikes. So I've hiked the Rocky Mountains. So as a result of being with GirlTrek, one, I was able to walk. Two, I was able to start hiking and then eventually become a hike leader. So leading hikes for youth or for other people in our communities is a passion of mine. So from hiking, I then developed into camping. So I enjoy, or people call it car camping. That's just where you have your regular tent. So I enjoy setting up a tent, camping that way. And I also enjoy glamping, which to me, that's at a campsite and that has a cabin. So, and then also venturing out into water activities. I enjoy kayaking. I have enjoyed jet skiing and doing boat rentals with our family. And so those are the different water activities that I've done. In spite of COVID, in spite of life, I have been outdoors living my best freaking life. Like, no joke. COVID happened, and I honestly, for me, I've been working the whole time. So I'm what you call a frontline worker. So I found my respite being outdoors. And being that was the only thing we can do, it was perfect for me. So finding different campsites to go to, finding different activities to do outside, that's how I survived and found my sanity, essentially. So I will pause. Anybody have anything to offer in regards to favorite things to add, like favorite things that you have in your collection for the outdoors? And then I will show you guys some photos and just talk about some of the places I've been to and the things of like how I did what I did. So does anybody have anything to add to the conversation? Anything that I missed? Or yeah.
I'll do a little share. A couple of extra things I have in my little similar bag like you got, girl, is hand warmers. So throw in a couple of hand warmers here and there, just in case those super cold nights. And I'm a book nerd, so sometimes just having a book. So like a paperback, I've learned the hardbacks are not the way to go. So little paperback books or comic books. I'm into graphic novels. So sometimes just having some of those up in the mix help out. I do the same thing with music like you do. I believe music is like the foundation of my heart and soul. So music's real important wherever you go, even with natural music. And then sometimes even just having a camera, like separate from a phone camera, to like be intentional with like pictures I'm taking or maybe things I want to take back and share with my students later. So it's a couple of little extras.
That's super handy to add. Thank you for adding that because yeah, a journal or a book, I could definitely see adding that to my stash here. So I'm definitely missing out on that. So yeah, that was a great reminder of that. Thank you.
In terms of books, you might also want to think of, if you're a birder or interested in that, having a bird guide or even a leaf or tree guide, so that along the path you can identify, certain items. And I guess the only other thing would be, that's all I can think for now. I won't hog the airwaves.
I will say honestly with the birds, so okay, and even with the music, I do go back and forth on that. So there are moments where I just want to hear the outside and just hear all of the noises. And it is beautiful noise to hear the birds. I did one bird watching event, and it was with Siobhan actually, at one of her summer editions last year. And that was the first time I did bird watching, and being able to learn, like, they're singing different songs, and it's a whole rhythm to it, and a rhythm and rhyme to what they're doing. And so I will say it is the most beautiful thing. One of my most favorite things is to get a nice video and be able to get that sound in there. So I think that's an awesome suggestion, to have the bird watching booklet.
And Trina, I haven't added it yet, but I'm also going to get a small pair of binoculars to keep in my car after having gone to a play. Somebody let me borrow theirs, and I said, man, this is a great idea to have some binoculars at a play. And so I will eventually get myself a pair to keep in my trunk as well. So once I get to the top of wherever I'm climbing to be able to look and use those will be a definite bonus.
That is amazing, because I don't think I've ever had a pair of binoculars on the top of a mountain. So you guys, I've been to a lot of mountaintops, and I don't think I've ever had a pair of binoculars on me. And that's about to be a game changer, because I'm going to do that. Now I'm like, wait, I want to see. Oh man, that is awesome. I want to see. Oh, what else, y'all?
Just
Trina?
to chime in once again, one other thing you may think of is a collection of local maps and a compass.
Absolutely. Also on my bag, it's a little mini compass, and it's a whistle. So absolutely, being able to navigate where you're going, even taking a picture. What I do too is take a picture of the maps that are at the trailhead, just for later reference or just in case. But yes, if they have paper maps, grab a paper map. The maps is an absolute thing. You want to be able to navigate where you're going.
Trina, I'll add in, I am a car camper too. So I also really love I have a portable table, and it's like a game changer on living out there. So I can backpack with it on it. It's a little heavy, but I can go longer distances with it to have a table where there aren't picnic tables as well.
That is a game changer, having a portable table you can fit on your back. I was telling them I have a portable table to fit in the car, but not on my back. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get that. Absolutely. Another little thing I have on my bag is this fan for our weather changing. You guys are providing some awesome things that we can keep in our cars and ready to go. Did anybody have anything else?
Sometimes I keep some games up in the mix, like maybe a deck of cards, some bones, some dice, little things like that. Just you get creative and have a lot of fun with it.
That's a good one, because oftentimes sometimes I'm solo, but more than often I'm with a group. So that would be another little fun thing to have in the mix when you're just hanging outside.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. I have this one other thing too, that it's like one of my students actually recommended it, and it was like a little deck of cards that had the different knots on it. So they gifted me the deck of cards with the knots on it, and now I just picked up some like extra string, and then when I roll out, I can practice knots by myself or with my students or friends, and that's kind of cool too.
That is so cool, because I was just talking about something I'm working on, is taking some youth out on the hike. And I was talking about, oh, that would be cool if they can learn how to tie knots. Because that's a skill that you definitely want to be able to learn and grasp on if you're outside. That's amazing. So I'm gonna have to find, I'm glad that this is recorded because I'm gonna have to go back and take notes so I can find some of these items to step my game up. um, okay. I see there's a few things in the chat. Oh, for the bird watching. Awesome. All right. So I am going to show you guys some adventures and just kind of talk through some adventures. You could chime in as I'm talking and showing you the pictures if you have done these things or if you have heard of these areas. Like I said, I navigate from walking, hiking, camping, glamping to water. So I'm always looking for resources and I'm always open to sharing where I've been and the things that I've done. So I'll go somewhere and I'll document like the place that, like where I am, if it was a reservation, how I made the reservation, even the climate of like what it felt like for me being there as a person of color, like whatever things that I feel like would be helpful to somebody else. So I would just encourage you all who, if you are doing different things outside, to definitely take it back to your community with sharing details of where you are, how you got there, how you made the reservation, or like things that somebody else would need to know if they're a beginner level and they're brand new and they don't know like what would be helpful to somebody else to navigate those same adventures that you're doing. So just a little something to just wanted to share that. Oh,
I just
so
wanted to say thanks for sharing that, because I think accessibility is definitely one of the key things. And even if people are not beginners, I think sometimes when you don't know the bureaucracy of how to get to a space or even learning about reservations, it really limits a lot of our communities. So what you just said was beyond golden and so needed. So thank you.
absolutely. So what I just realized is I can't share anything on my screen, which is okay, because I'll just talk about it. Also, do you know how much time I have left?
It looks like we have about 5.5 minutes left until our session's done, and then it'll just shift us back to the main meeting.
Okay, perfect. So, yeah, talking about accessibility to outdoors, some groups that you probably want to join. So, okay, so two things. I do a lot of my research on Facebook. It's my mode of research. Some people, everybody has their own methods. But for me, it's being on Facebook and being a part of groups. That's where I find where to go. I'm a part of groups that represent my culture, so Black women, but I'm also part of groups that are for white people, we can call them our allies. Sometimes they make the best suggestions. Like they're the ones that are out here, honestly, living it. They've been doing it for years. So I like to be a part of their groups to see and to learn from them as well. So I'm a part of a lot of different Facebook groups. And honestly, I spend a lot of time in these groups just educating myself, reading, watching what they post from across the board. So you can learn so much. In these groups, there's a search bar on top. You can search what you're looking for, if it's a topic, if it's hiking, if it's camping, if it's water, whatever it is. So, for example, I'm a part of GirlTrek Seattle, so that's for Black women only. You can find trails and places to walk. You can say what neighborhood you live in and where you can just say what neighborhood you're living in. You're looking for some place to walk, and there'll be a lot of us that can identify where you can go walking. Black people hike. That is one of my favorite groups. I'm also friends with them. Black People Hike. They have hikes that happen once, like 1 to 2 times a month, that you can join. That group hikes that you could join, family friendly or solo. They also in there, you can ask different questions or find different things. Along with hiking, I'll add All Trails. That's an app that I keep on my phone. You can search All Trails for waterfalls, nearby hikes, whatever it is you want to find, you can find, you can find all trails, and you can see the recent reviews. So you can see who's been there recently and what the trail is looking like. Is it open? Is it closed? What the conditions were when they went. So you can kind of get a date stamp. So All Trails is another good one. Washington Trails Association, WTA. That's another website that you can go to and navigate and find different trails. Also, you can find training classes on there for camping, hiking. You can also become an outdoor leader if you want to lead others in your community on outdoor trips. I've gone through the WTA outdoor training leadership. You can take the training class. They also have a gear library, so you can borrow hiking boots, trekking poles, anything for the outdoors, snowshoes. If you're hiking, camping, they have all the equipment, so you have access to the gear library if you went through their training as an outdoor leader. So that's on the WTA website. They also have funds attached to that. So say you want to take a group out and you want to provide lunch and equipment, you can go through the outdoor training with WTA and use the gear library as well as access funds. So now taking others outside with you has just, the barriers have now been minimized. So that is something that anybody can tap into. That is not exclusive to anybody. So they are eager right now coming off of COVID. The Trailhead Direct, that is the transportation that just opened up, I believe, this weekend. I seen one on the freeway today. I am excited to get on the Trailhead Direct. That is free transportation to these, well, not free, I'm sorry, it's like a bus fare. And you can catch that at various locations and it goes straight to the trailhead. So you don't have to find parking, which can be a pain. Also with parking, the Discovery Passes, they have a Linden library at the King County Libraries where you can go borrow Discovery Passes. So that is not something, if you did not buy it with your annual tabs or however that goes, you can go and borrow a Discovery Pass from the library. That's something I just found out last year. So you have your passes that you can, Discovery Pass that you can access for free. You have a gear library that you can access for free. You could, if you need my help, I'm Timeless Trina B on IG. Email address, girltrekseattle@gmail. Facebook, Trina Baker. You can ask me any questions. We got 1 minute. So yes, I don't mind sharing resources, and I'm just very open to sharing what I know and to sharing with you guys. Water activities. You can check with the city of Seattle for boat rentals, kayak rentals. They have them at different parks, and you can do that as well. And yeah, stay tapped into Siobhan and the things that she's doing, because she is helping mobilize us to get outdoors and to do these things. So I'm just a person. This is just like what I do and how I get down, and I have a lot of fun doing these things. And I hope to meet and see some of you guys outdoors.